Thank you guys so much for this series. Like, when I was done, I was like, I gotta call my mama, okay? Like, I need to call her.
Reaction. That's wonderful. I love hearing that.
And of course, she answered like, "Oh, well, you decided to remember you had a mother today."
And which is a theme of,
But one of the things that I really appreciate is really helping people understand that it's okay to get older. I like the conversation I can have with my mom. Like, girl, why you didn't tell me my knees and my back was gonna hurt so bad? So I want to know for the both of you, like, how have you learned to have conversations with people or to help others around you feel comfortable about aging?
Well, I mean, we've been saying this for a long time about this show specifically, like, aging is the good outcome. Aging is the thing that you hope you get to do, right? And so I think we're pretty bad in this country about talking about aging. Everybody walks on eggshells. It's seen as something that's almost shameful or embarrassing or something. And I don't know. I mean, I'm 49. My parents are in their 70s, and I keep thinking, God, how lucky am I that my parents are still here, that my wife and I are the same age, and we are getting to do this together. And I will trade 100 aches and pains for the ability to just be on Earth longer. And I hope that the show celebrates properly, like, how lucky you are if you get to experience this, because you only go around once, and if you get to be 76 like Charles Neuwendyk is, that's a wonderful outcome. That's the best case scenario, and we should be happier about it in general, I think.
I love that. I would be happy about my aches and pains.
That's right. Yeah, my knee is hurting me right now, and it's wonderful.
I am just thrilled, even before this came up, which makes it magical to me that this episode and this show and Mike reached out to me, is that I want to know, I want to be able to act at every age of my life and see what funny feels like. Feel what a sense of humor dealing with whatever that age is delivering to me. I want to do that. I want to tell those stories, and then this came along, and I get to. So I'm thrilled, and I'm not, Mr. Wake Up on the right side every day, but I have learned through friends like Jane Fonda, don't slow down, don't look for a nice landing place, keep your foot on the gas pedal, nurture, take care of people around you, and keep going. Yes, it's real, aches and pains and sadness and loss and grief and all of that. That's very real. But keep going. Who cares? So what? Keep going. You have something to offer. One of the things you have to offer is to show people younger than you, this is how you get to live through your entire life, with gratitude.
Yeah, what am I about to experience, and what are we about to experience together? And as you're experiencing it, can you please let me in? I want to know what you need. I want to know what your dreams are. I want to be able to be there with you and help you grow old in the most beautiful and incredible way. So yeah, I mean, I think Call Your Mother would have been another great title for this show.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the life at Pacific View looks awesome, and I want to live that life. So if that's what getting older is, yeah, sign me up. It just looks great. And I think I love that we get to show it like that, because our culture and our country loves youth and not necessarily loves the other side of it, but it's all your life, and it is what you make it. And if you get to make it fun and full and exciting, then that's what you're going to have. And I think we get to show people doing that, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was like, let me save up my coins so I can have a place like this when I get older. It gets expensive.
It is expensive. I know, and it's scary to get older, but this show holds it in such joy and optimism and love, and so it's really such a nice way to look at it.
So it kind of made me think about how we need to share our experiences more. A lot of times, you meet people, but you don't understand that every person you come in contact with has lived a life that we don't know about. So I want to know for the both of you, has it made you feel more open about sharing more about what you've been delving into when it comes to life?
Yeah, I think it does do a really good job of highlighting vulnerability and the empathy that comes along with vulnerability, ideally from whoever is holding space for it, which I just think Yeah, for me, I want to always strive to live my life that way. I think it takes off the burden of needing to like be perfect or, come across a certain way. And I think this show absolutely gives permission to do that, to anyone, regardless of your age.
Yeah, and I think almost everyone will agree we're in a divisive time. There's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of separation, and this show does a really great job of reminding us that we're all people, and the best case scenario is that we get to grow old, that we get the opportunity to have that next part of our lives. And so what we want is for people to watch this show and to be able to have something really lovely and meaningful to talk about at their holiday gatherings this year,
But I like also too that it kind of talks about like what happens when you feel like you lose your purpose. So I think a lot of times people feel stuck and they just don't know how to get out of that rut. So I want to know, like, for you, is that something that you've ever dealt with, or like, how did you come out of it?
I felt it a little bit for the first time during COVID, because I've been a writer my whole life, and being a writer is a team sport, especially in comedy. You're in a room with a bunch of other people and you're all working on something together. And then suddenly we were all in our houses alone, couldn't spend time with each other, couldn't see each other. Zoom isn't the same as being in a room, like everyone's working from home. And I started to feel rudderless. I really did. Like even if I was working on something, I felt like, what's the point of this? And I started to think about like, maybe I don't want to be a writer anymore. Maybe I'll stop, I'll do something else with my life. I had never had that thought before, and it was very scary. And in the aftermath of it, I thought, what is wrong with me? This is what I love. I love this job. And I could very easily imagine aging, hopefully in the future, and having that feeling again and blowing it by acting on it and saying like, I don't need to be around other people anymore. I don't need to be part of a community. And I didn't like the way it made me feel. It was scary. And I think that the world is fracturing every day. People are spending more time alone. They're in their own little tiny bubble. They're working from home. They're not going to an office. And I think that's bad. I think that humans are supposed to be convivial and hang out with each other and have meals with each other and learn about each other's lives. I think that's what keeps us young and healthy and happy. And that was a big part of making the show, was trying to send that message that community matters in a real way.
But there's also fun comedy too.
Yeah.
I like that it balances it well. I feel like with your character, like you have to play it so serious, but some of the serious faces you have are still funny. So can you talk about delving into that with your character?
Yeah, it's my favorite type of comedy to play. I love being super dry. I just feel like it's a really fun challenge, and that's what makes me laugh the most. Like I love a highly comedic situation, and then the person who stays stone-faced yet so funny. And like I love subtle comedy, and I feel like I got to do that a lot, which is, I'm so grateful. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing to play.
And she does it so well.
Oh, thank you.
It's true. Yeah.
But I mean, also too, you get to work with Ted. Like, you've given me all the feels. Like, how was it? Okay.
America's sweetheart.
Yes,
forever.
I know. I do feel like sometimes it's like my character's job is to be like reining him back in and be like, you need to focus, you need to communicate with me, right? But we also want to make sure that we're being sweet to him, because nobody wants to see you be mean to America's sweetheart, Ted Danson. I don't want to be a villain,
I just had so much fun watching this. Just thank you. I'm glad you didn't quit.
Me too. Thank God. Because I was sitting around during COVID going, Mike, come on, write something. Hurry up, write something.
Look, I'm so happy you two teamed up again. And I just want to thank you both so much for taking time out of your day just to speak with me. It really means a lot.
Our pleasure.
And I'm just sending nothing but love and light both your way.
Thanks for writing about it. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. It was great meeting you.
Take care. Bye.